Hi, Godspeed. This episode, I want to tell you and to demonstrate to you that the current view of the creation of planet Mars is wrong. So about Mars, they say they have 4.7 billion years when it was created. But but now nobody explains to you the steps, correct steps, and how it was made. So they presuppose this is the current view. You will listen and you will compare with what I'm saying with my opinion. Okay. So the current view is that Mars was made 4.7 billion years ago from some wreckage from a previous red star that exploded and formed the sun and the planet. This is the current view. I already showed to you in my series about gravity that does not pull and it is acceleration and could not gather planets. You must watch all my videos if you want to make a correct opinion, because I cannot present to you all the universe in one slide. Okay, like it's false. Okay, to things like this. I must to demonstrate all the scientific and astronomical things correct, so I can approach only one thematic in one video. So now let me tell you, Mars has 1.5 astronomical units from the sun. This means I know in kilometers. I'm from European Union, okay? So I know from kilometers better. 150 million kilometers is our Earth, and this is an astronomical unit. Mars has 1.5 astronomical units. So this in miles is 145 million miles, and in kilometers 228 million kilometers. Now you must follow the reasoning. Okay, this is science. It could be hard. You cannot learn the universe like in a slide. I've told you. So now listen, I put to you this picture now to see that the circumference of the circle is 2 pi r. 3.13 and times 2 times 228 million kilometers, or times 141 million miles, and you obtain the circumference that Mars is orbiting around the sun. It is like 891 million miles. If you have a car, maybe you understand what this implies. 891 million miles. And now you should listen. Okay, I don't have how to explain to you. If you do not listen, you must listen. So sorry if the reasoning is more larger, and I don't have any choice. So now imagine Mars broke up in the machine, like the machine that broke the mountains to make iron, and you make it fine. And now imagine the Mars distribute over this enormous distance, 891 million miles, or 1,431 million kilometers. So you break up Mars and you make the dust around the sun from Mars, and you expect to form again. it will form. But you imagine, no matter how big it seems that Mars is half Earth, okay, no matter how it seems, and it's bigger than the surface of the Earth, because we have 3 parts water and 1 part only, okay. So you imagine that it is going to be some dust on this distance. Mars has 6,000 kilometers. I'm from Europe, so excuse me, okay? So 6,000 kilometers only in the Mars diameter, okay? The Mars. And imagine this distributed over 891 million miles. You understand? 6,000 kilometers distributed across 891 million miles. Okay, this is science, real science, but you must listen. That's why they tricked you till now. So, and now let's take scientifically. You can gather this with what? With an astronomical aspirator that you with what? Gravity does not pull. I've told you it is acceleration and does not pull one granule in another and another. This is false. So the orbital velocity is 27,000 kilometers per hour.
From the teams that the landing lights have deployed. And
okay, when you reach this speed, you orbit Earth. I put to you 2 times. This is second time. From SpaceX, when the engine stops at 227 kilometers per hour.
From the teams that the landing lights have deployed. And
so now you understand that this is the medium speed around the sun. Let's say this is the cosmical speed. Let's say like this. That you understand that you see collision like in space that are computer graphic, or you see these 2 colliding and producing planets and something like this. This is false, okay? But I'm telling you that you understand the cosmical average speed and things like this in our solar system.
From the teams that the landing lights have deployed. And
now imagine the planet Mars that is broke up over 891 million miles, okay? And let's see how it will gather together. How we'll pull and gather together. Let's see how. Imagine some cars in the circular track speed, okay? When a car will reach another car, when the speed increases above the car, okay? But how can a particle accelerate supplementary in an orbit? How? You can see this Elon Musk third time, 27,000 kilometers per hour. How do you can accelerate the spaceship supplementary? You must ignite the engines and you increase the speed.
From the teams that the landing lights have deployed. And
but some rocks that are already put, rocks from Mars, broken Mars, that already put in orbit, how can reach one to another from the behind? They could not. They don't have engines, okay? So we'll never get there. And this proves to you the rings of Saturn, if you understand. They will never get there. The rings is stable. The rings of Saturn is stable. And it has 83 satellites, and some of them are put in the same plane, and they are not getting one into another to hit. So how Mars was formed? If you understand that this false, This is the entire reasoning. I'm sorry, but you see, that's why you are tricked. I could tell you the same. The red star exploded and the sun gathered in the middle. But this is false. It is only a story. I've told you science. They told you stories and you believe stories like children. The gravity does not do this. The gravity will not balance a core of the star to explode. Everything explodes in their head. The star explodes, everything explodes. The explosion makes everything. Big Bang or everything. This is science. Explode. That you not understand. You know how it is said. To run away from the explosion and to not try to understand. The bomb is the most logical packed thing, okay? But let's follow the reasoning, the logical reasoning. It could gather, no. The Saturn rings will not gather. So then how it was formed? How it was formed? You understand? And now let me tell you supplementary things. My second line of reasoning. If you understand that the hot forming of Mars is wrong, what this means? That somehow was melted. If a red star will explode, the explosion will have some 1,000 degrees Celsius. Any material from the Mendel Lake, tungsten, has 3,000 Celsius degrees and will melt. Okay, the temperature is a limited function. This is also that they falsify. Anyhow, so if you suppose that the Mars was melted, this is wrong chemically. Why? It is wrong chemically. Why? If you melt a mountain, it will look in another way. A melted mountain which will vitralize. It is known, okay? You must believe me if you investigate yourself further. When you melt some crystals, they lose their durity. They scratch glass, and when you melt them, they lose this integrity. When you understand, so there are enough reasonings that to suppose that the rocks from Mars were made at a not higher temperature but lower temperatures. Many reasonings. If you take the volcanic rock and you look at it, it is another way. So how Mars was formed then? Mars was crystallized under the water. This is real science. NASA looks and search for water. At the polar caps of Mars there is water. They search for water and proof for ancient waters like this, but all the planets were under the water. You cannot have this chemically, I am telling you right now. You cannot have bitumen or concrete without water. You extract water, not only that it is evaporated, but it is absorbed and makes chemical bondings with the water is still in the bitumen, but in some chemical arrangement. So you extract, you understand, the water from the body will solidify, okay? So some rocks from Mars, you cannot obtain them chemically. You cannot have the rocks from Mars only if they were made with water. Only if they were made with water. This a chemist will understand more, and not to make a much bigger video than this, I will interrupt this one, but you will see a list about planetary science where I will try to explain to you the formation of Mercury, of Venus, of they give the ages from the belly button, from their guts, feelings, but this world, but they do not have any proof and calculus. They give stratification from Earth, from some process of mechanical processes that they were timing like how they wanted. Mechanical process timed by how they want it. So in other ways saying this, they put the time on the chemical processes or the strata or things like this. They were giving the age of the Earth, from Earth. And then the Mars should be the same, because they already gave the age of the Earth. So it could be that the Mars is young. It could be that the entire solar system is young. The process of crystallization are very fast. Their crystallization, they are occurring very fast. The sugar crystal, the salt demonstrates this, okay? And every body has a crystalline aspect, geometry of conglomeration, chemical geometry of conglomeration. The atomical boundings have some geometrical arrangements in the atoms, like cubic arrangements and things like this, and the geometry of chemical atoms. So it was crystallized under the water. You could find water on Mars. At the polar caps, you can find water, I suppose, in the deep of Mars planet, and okay, like we find at 5,000 kilometers and third, we find methane gas and things like this. They could be trapped blocks of water inside Mars planet, because it was made in water. The entire system was made in water. NASA search water like they are how do you say, that is something magical. Oh, water. Understand? But from chemical properties, you cannot have rocks without water. And the process of when you pour concrete, okay, we can pour concrete, there are buildings, big buildings, okay, maybe you saw one. So if we can do this, God could pour concrete, an entire block of concrete, like a planet, okay? So how do you pour concrete? You can have like this an entire block and will solidify chemically, and in this way you obtain a planet. From correct science, the chemical boundings make these processes. The chemical atoms bound likely in these crystalline forms, and you will gather together, okay? So the clouds in the sky shows you that water stays like in an electromagnetic field. They are going in an electric field at some strata, and there is water, and there is not hot water. So you can maintain a cloud of water. We did not know how, but it was a cloud of water maintained like in the cloud, okay? But it was water, like in this electromagnetic ions. It was a cloud of galactic water, and it was full with all the atoms in the Mendeleev chart, and they were gathering together the planets, the satellites also. There are a million asteroids between Mars and Jupiter, and lots of small planets, and 250 bodies, planets and satellites approximately. So all of them, they were gathering in this cloud, galactic cloud of water, and it was split in half, like with a radiation, electromagnetic radiation that goes across the entire this cloud of galactic water, and it was split. Inside was void, the void of our solar system. And the water is still at the border of our galaxy. And all the pictures on Hubble demonstrate this. Only that they say that the dead clouds are from gases and mainly are from water. The stars are put in clouds. The stars are put in clouds. The stars are put in clouds. The stars are in clouds. The stars are in clouds. Okay, of matter. That's the matter. That's the clouds of water that remained. Okay, the Milky Way belt demonstrates this. It's full of clouds. Okay, so. It is spherical, it was voided inside, or only our solar system contained void, and around our galaxies that it is spherical remain that water. Some of the water, it is illuminated by the stars, but the water does not produce light by itself, so you cannot see it. There are millions of miles under the last star that we can see. There are millions of miles of matter, not only water but mainly water, like in a cloud, and we cannot see beyond our galaxy. You must understand this. You must understand that I am right. And God said in the Bible, let there be a firmament through the water to broke the waters beneath the firmament, above the firmament. You understand now what the Bible says. The entire solar system is young, is made in a cloud of water. Let there be a firmament through the waters to broke up the waters to make, you understand, the waters above the firmament and beneath the firmament. Beneath the firmament there are clouds of water, full of stars, and above the firmaments are these black clouds. They are shown to you like this bending of light, that they tricked you that the space was bending, that you do not understand that there's water there. And we do not see the universe. And this way you must understand that the solar system is young and is made crystallized. All the planets are crystallized underwater. You cannot explain through old theory because the gravity's acceleration will not pull in a single center of mass. It will not gather stuff. Gravity is of acceleration. I've told you, like equal times in there is a progression. The times square time progresses. This is why it is an acceleration. I've told you, this sticks to my hand when I accelerate the hand, not because the hand it is attractive. In this way we stay on this planet. Okay, so the whole theory that the Mars could be gathered from gravitational is false. You cannot gather, if you break up Mars in dust 6,000 kilometers in diameter, distributed over 891 million miles. Do you understand what it means? You cannot gather it again. Okay? So like in the Bible says, all the sun and the planets were under the water. This firmament split the water and voided the solar system. And then an energy came across all the sky, like, and ignited all the stars. Because they are put in the circumference of 83 billion kilometers. This is the circumference, 83 billion and 162 billion, the circumference for galaxy. And the stars, the planets were suspended in the air. Then some planets were hit by some material that you see, that craters. Many craters, and some of them they are not craters of hitting like meteorical hits. They are like when the water was evaporated. It was a burst phenomenon. Okay, it was split the water, and the water boils at the cosmical space, and they were producing that is not only hits by meteorite. The Earth instead was covered by water. And there are some other satellites that do not have that hit the hittings, like some satellites covered by like a south pole of ice, and this demonstrates this is full of ice, and this demonstrates that it is not have things of impact things. That demonstrates that, okay, that many things. Okay, I don't have time to speak other things. You see, that's why I have to make many videos. And this one is putting the planets, or how the planets are formed, and I will tell you some other things. Okay, so Mars is young, like all the solar system has maximum 10,000 years. Not because I know why, because I believe the Bible. Okay, but I explain to you why the Bible says it says. Okay, so you believe me or not? If not, you leave me alone. Okay, I don't want money. I only want that these things should be found. Okay, and who is believing in God and wants to listen. He or she will learn the current view and it will compare it with mine, and he or she will understand who is more logical and scientific about this, the solar system formation, the star formation, and things like this. So you understand orbital velocities to 27,000 kilometers per hour. That's Elon Musk.
From the teams that the landing lights have deployed. And
that is 4th time when I put that video, okay, short video. So if you watch the Tiangong module 21 when it was you understand that the process is not violent. If an object, Tiangong space station, Chinese space station, is on orbit, the other one came with 27 kilometers per hour, okay? And it will make a dent, but it will not make some big fuss, okay? So you cannot obtain the planets like this, if you understand. You cannot obtain, and they will not gather together. If you put the Tiangong Chinese space station and the new model 21, when they will attract? Never, never. And they will give you a kick in your butt, and they will throw you out from the space agency because you are stupid. If you were proposing that the 21 were put in space near Tiangong space station and that you will stay until they were connected, you are stupid, and you okay? So if I'm telling you science, what do you do not listen? That I'm true. So in the same way, you could not have Mars. If you put these two together, will not attract one to another. Never, okay, never. And you do not have any calculus, only that they were given this from their own minds, okay? This is everything I wanted to tell you, because it is going to be a big video. Who can watch it, can watch it. Who cannot, I'm sorry. But that's why they will treat you all the time, because you have no patience, and you like to how do you say, to scratch your ears only. I could told you this the same. The red star exploded and they was gathering, the sun was igniting, and the gravitational forces make the planets, and we are happy right now. But it is false. But I can't speak like this. I know the current theory, but it's wrong. Okay, God bless who has to understand. Coffee science about the formation of Mars.